Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle if you're new here, and today I have got a short and sweet mobility routine lined up. I've put together around 5 or 6 of the essential movements that I find kind of best suit the body first thing in the morning, and it's a really nice opportunity to just start the day, iron out all those stiffness, all those kinks from a good night's sleep. I find even just 10 minutes is a great opportunity to boost energy and even focus the mind. So these are things that I like to do in the morning that make me feel really focused and energized for the day. You don't need anything but a mat. I mean, even if you have a carpet, that's also good. And you can do this practice at any point of the day. But I like to do this thing first thing in the morning just because it sets me up for a strong day. And I'll be putting out a few of these videos. I just find these 10-minute ones are so approachable. It's kind of all levels, mobility, energizing, feel-good flows. So if you enjoy them, let me know and I can put some more out. Otherwise, let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're gonna actually begin today standing on our toes. And you can begin to just bring some light bouncing to the feet and allow your arms just to kind of flop beside you. Now, the thing with doing exercise first thing in the morning is that you kind of need to wake your nervous system up, and this is a great way to just bring some energy back into the body. You want to bounce just lightly on the toes. Nice deep breaths. And then you can begin to swing your arms from left to right, and see if you can allow your arms just to kind of whip around you, so nice and loosey-goosey. And when I was doing my training in India, we had to do this every morning just to wake ourselves up. Otherwise, if you begin in a seated position, I would just fall asleep. And this was actually really useful just to bring, shake our hands like this. Bring some energy into the body and kind of wake the brain up. All right, well done. So we're going to begin our movement in a squat. So bring your feet hip width distance a little bit wider. Lighten to the heels. And from here, you're going to bring the arms in and reach them up. And as you exhale, we're just going to fold. Go with your own breath, kind of inhaling to sit, exhaling to fold and dive. And the idea is that you're just waking the body up. See if you can release the back of the neck. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale, you can bring deep into the squat. Exhale to stand. It's a little bit more advanced, getting into the hips. So I like to sit into the heels and then press to keep your belly onto your thighs and use your hands to pull yourself down. It's also nice because it's more of a kind of nerve floss of the body in the back. Build up some heat and release. From here, we're going to do a nice sciatic nerve floss. So we're going to pedal the legs out from left to right. So you're going to bend, straighten the one leg, bend the other, and then switch it out. And again, if your hamstrings are tight like mine or your hips are tight, you can start higher up and just begin with the pedal. And if you're at a desk chair or even at a desk or a kitchen counter, you can rest your arms here just to pedal out and then slowly become deeper and deeper. And release. Hold on. We're going to come down onto the ground, having the feet hip width distance apart. And we're going to just window wiper your knees from left to right. And again, there's always this idea that one needs to be doing hours and hours of sort of movement practice or mobility every day. But research has shown that you really just need to be doing not even 10 minutes a day. But the thing is, you have to kind of keep it regular. So consistency is key. So you can be doing an hour of stretching on one day. And if you just take that hour and you spread it over 4 or 5 days, you're going to get a lot more results. Okay. And release. From here, we're going to come just onto the knees, to all fours. And this is a nice little mobility movement practice. So you're going to sit and tuck your toes at the back. The idea is you're going to kind of sit the hips back, stretch out the base of the feet. You can even lower all the way down into a child's pose. Kind of active though, pressing through the fingers, trying to get the belly onto the floor. And then you're going to come up and then lower yourself down into roll into the back. Now, you've got some options here. The idea is we're going to shift forwards. I like to come down and then kind of squeeze to roll up, and then shift the weight back. So we're just going to be moving forwards and backwards. And if you're finding yourself a little bit of a pinch in the back, make sure you squeeze your thighs and engage your glutes. And you want to just be careful with the up dogs or any sort of back bends in the beginning. Take it nice and slow. And the thing is, I like to encourage just a little bit of playtime. So if you want to come down and drop a shoulder from left to right, just to experiment, even if you're sitting the hips back, kind of stretching into the right side, into the left, just to kind of experiment and see where your body needs a bit of like movement, just to wake it up. Okay, and release. We're going to start by stepping the right foot forward, coming into a lunge. And if your left knee is a little bit sore, in the beginning, my sort of knee took a bit of time warming up on the hard ground, I'll just place a towel or a pillow underneath there. And from here, we can just start by creating a little bit of movement into the hip. If you want to find a little bit of more relief, if it's a bit tight, you can come up into the fingers, even coming up onto a pillow. If you have an office chair, you can place it right underneath you here just to kind of rest and relax into it. And if you want to add a little bit more, you're going to inhale to open up the chest and really stretch over the right arm, lowering the hips forward. And as you exhale, bring the elbow to the floor. And you can continue. Inhale, exhale. Reaching, opening up to the chest. And if you have some time and you want to add in a little bit more, you can always increase the stretch into a quad at the back, opening and rolling the shoulders. And we're going to switch it out. Left foot steps forward. Again, just taking a moment just to feel in here. Sometimes the one side is tighter than the other. My left side is considerably tighter than the right. And then inhale to open up the chest and lean the hips forward. So you're kind of stretching all the way out in the body. And exhale to release. Inhale. And as you exhale, you can deepen onto the elbow. And continue with the breath. And what's important is your breathing in these kind of things. Nice and long and smooth, not to overdo it. So you don't want to breathe crazy, so send the arm back. If you want to, take hold of the quad. Now this is quite intense, so if you want to, you can drop back or lighten the fingers, and you can just gently lower the hips because your quad is the biggest muscle, so it takes a bit of time just to warm up. And the thing with the breath is that you want to make sure it's long and smooth, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, and seeing if you can just kind of do so in an effortless way. So really not trying to force the breath in and out. You're not really doing this like a heavy breathing exercise, but you're just gently and kind of subtly extending the breath and release. Alrighty, so we're going to come down onto the ground, coming onto all fours, and you can place the fingers facing this way, elbows in, fitting toes this way, having the feet hip width distance apart. We're going to do a reverse tabletop. This is a fantastic stretch that you should do if you do any pressing, especially in the gym, because as you press, if you're doing push-ups or any pressing, your body rounds over, and this is kind of coming through, and you want to open that up. So, and especially if you're doing chaturangas in the yoga world, which is kind of like a push-up. So from here, nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just push the hips up and sit the head back. And then release. And you can just move with the breath, kind of cycling through that little mobility motion. And you'll find in the beginning, it may be super tight here. And then as time goes by, you can lift the hips up, making sure that your elbows are kind of squeezed together. And if you want to add a little bit more, which is kind of like why I like these movement snacks, these little mobility movements, which I'll do these throughout the day. Maybe not this one specifically, but a bunch of them I'll do. I'll kind of do that, and then I'll add by shifting forward and then folding into the hamstrings, placing the hands, shifting the hips up, coming forward, and then kind of rolling through that motion. Alrighty, and we can rest, and then just gently sit down onto the back of the heels, keeping yourself upright. Rest your hands onto your thighs, close the eyes, and just begin to take a few rounds of slow, mindful breathing. But even just 1 minute of focused breathing takes your active nervous system into a nice, relaxed, passive one. And in doing so, we allow ourselves to level out and steady and ground ourselves for the day ahead. Alrighty. Thank you very much for practicing today. Hope you enjoyed this short and sweet sort of mobility routine. If you enjoy these kind of things, have a look at the channel. There's tons more. I'm going to place a link to a meditation, 10-minute meditation, also short and sweet. So if you find that you're getting into these kind of movement practices and your mind is feeling calm and you want to kind of stay in that stillness for a little bit longer, then there's a video there for you. Otherwise, I'll see you here tomorrow on the mat.